Hello and welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about your perfect Puerto Rico itinerary. I'm currently in Switzerland and it's super cold here, so I was thinking about Puerto Rico and how much I wish I could just escape to the warmth in Puerto Rico right now. And I'm sure many of you are in a similar situation, dreaming of Puerto Rico, or maybe you're already planning your trip. So I hope this video will help you get the most out of your trip and make planning easier. I have to say 3 days is quite a short time to be in Puerto Rico. The whole island is a fascinating place and you can do great road trips all around the islands. So if you can stay longer, then great, you won't run out of things to do there. In this video I'm gonna focus on 3 days and the main highlights Puerto Rico has to offer. Make sure to watch till the end of this video because at the end I'm gonna reward you with some extra information and some tips that are gonna make your stay in Puerto Rico even better. Day 1 in Puerto Rico I recommend to spend in its capital in San Juan. This is most likely where you will arrive with the plane and it's a great base to explore the country. San Juan itself is super exciting, so it's worth to spend a whole day exploring the old town and everything else the city has to offer. San Juan is one of these places that will make you feel good as soon as you arrive and you'll just feel like you're on holidays. Of course, the highlight is Old San Juan with its colorful streets, roaming cats and just so many charming corners. You will be taking pictures all the time. When you're done wandering the streets of Old San Juan, head to one of the 2 castles of San Juan. These forts in the past used to defend the city against threats from the sea, but were also a center of trade. You can visit both castles for one price, for $10, which is quite cheap in my opinion. I would start off at the San Cristobal castle. There's a bit more to see there. There are underground tunnels and just quite a large area to explore. And then I would head to the other one, to San Felipe Castle. You'll get an amazing view over the coastline from that one, and it's the perfect place to watch sunset in the evening. So if you can plan your day right, you'll be able to experience both castles in one day. Apart from the old town and the forts, there are also a few other interesting things to see in San Juan, such as the Capitol building or street art. Overall, there's lots of history to learn about, so it would also make sense to book a tour. After lots of walking around on the first day in San Juan, I would recommend to head to the beach on the second day. As you can imagine, there are countless beautiful beaches on the island. I headed to Fajardo. You will find beautiful spots to relax in the afternoon, and then in the evening you can go on a kayak tour. The reason this tour takes place at night is the bioluminescence phenomena. In the waters of Puerto Rico there are single-celled organisms which produce light when stimulated with movement. It's a very cool thing that can only be observed in very few places in the world. When you're out there with the kayak and you touch the water with your paddle or with your hand, you'll see blue sparks in the dark. It's a magical experience, almost like you're in the world of Avatar. And this kayak tour I booked in Fajardo was great. They took us through the mangrove trees, and if it's too light, if the moon is too bright on the day of your trip, they will take out a tarp to make it darker and then you'll see the effect just next to the boat, so don't worry about that. To get to Fajardo, I either recommend to get an Uber if you are multiple people, or you can also rent a car if you're by yourself. I think it works out a bit cheaper if you're by yourself. However, if you're with a bigger group, it makes more sense to split the Uber fare, of course. I didn't see lots of public transport going out to Fajardo from San Juan, so these 2 first options I mentioned are probably better. The highlight of Puerto Rico is El Yunque National Park, a stunning rainforest, and you definitely have to dedicate your 3rd day to exploring this beautiful place. The easiest way to do that is to take a tour from San Juan. There are multiple operators that will pick you up in San Juan in the morning, take you to the rainforest. You can do great hikes there. We also went swimming and jumped waterfalls, did canyoning. You can have a full day of great activities in the rainforests. It's really an unforgettable experience and it has to be part of your trip to Puerto Rico. And then the 3 days are already over and you'll want to stay for longer because these highlights you've just seen probably weren't enough for you. So I recommend you to come back and stay even longer in Puerto Rico. At least that's what I'm planning to do. Now, as promised, I want to share an extra tip for you. San Juan is a great place to stay at and a good base to explore the country. The old town of San Juan is beautiful and there are some stunning hotels there. Of course, they're on the more pricier side, so if you're looking for a budget option, I would recommend to stay in the Santurce neighborhood. It's an up-and-coming art district with great places to eat, and you'll also be in the city center very soon. It's cheaper to stay there and it's also more exciting. By the way, if you're struggling to get to a beach in San Juan, it doesn't hurt to go to the hotel reception of one of these big hotels and ask if you can use their hotel beach. Of course, there's a possibility that they might say no, but usually that's not a problem and you can spend the afternoon sunbathing and sipping on a cocktail on the hotel beach. So I hope you enjoyed this 3-day itinerary for Puerto Rico. If you would do anything differently, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any more suggestions. I thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.